It's a special day to gather round and consider, please, Carmen Castañeda's story, and a San Diego story it is.
I was born right behind Petco Park. There was all houses there.
Lived on 17th Street and then 18th, went to Sherman Elementary School, worked at the family's Mexican restaurant on Market Street. No, she absolutely remembers Prohibition, no alcohol allowed, agents went from door to door. They came to her house too. Good thing they didn't look in the pantry.
So they came in and they looked around, and the pantry looked like a bathroom door. So they never went in there. And my dad had a big barrel of moonshine in there.
Family memories, some Mexican traditions, little things she's kept through the years.
Here's a rolling pin that my dad made for me when I first got married. Say, you have to make tortillas every day. And I did.
She was a wife, a mom, and something else about Carmen. Something happened in her young years, something that is very much a part of Carmen's San Diego story.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special news bulletin. The Japanese have attacked Pearl Harbor, Hawaii by air, President Roosevelt has just announced.
But that was scary, because they could bomb us any time.
We were a war target, not just because we were a Navy center, but because here at Consolidated Aircraft, which came to be known as Convair, airplanes for the war were being built by the hundreds, the factory humming.
We may not say how often, but all records for plane construction are being broken, here and at other plants throughout the country.
You know the big Port of San Diego building we see today? That was production headquarters, built rock solid, designed to take a direct bomb hit. Pacific Highway was covered in camouflage netting so that from the air it looked like an empty field. Able-bodied young men either had war essential jobs or they were drafted. Now, one thing about Carmen, growing up, she was the only girl. She had 6 brothers.
You know what? They taught me. They taught me how to fight like a man.
Carmen was fearless. She went to work at Convair doing what was considered to be a man's job. Like thousands of other female defense workers, she was a Rosie the Riveter.
All day long, whether rain or shine, she's a part of the assembly line. She's making history, working for victory. Rosie, the Riveter.
It isn't clear who came up with that title for the millions of women who took up jobs in shipyards and defense plants. They did welding, electrical work of all kinds, operated heavy machinery, made munitions, or like Carmen, who went right into a factory full of men and started building airplanes.
So then they put me with 30 men, but then they started drafting the men, so they started getting more women.
She actually did operate a riveter and then got shifted to electrical work inside the planes.
And I learned how to solder the wires and build the harnesses. And they were big harnesses too, and we had to learn every number by heart, by color.
She memorized every wire and exactly where it went.
After a while, we routed the wires inside the plane, from the wings to plane and the cockpit.
Rosie the Riveter is an iconic image. Over the years, it became a symbol of feminism and equal rights, of fearlessness. It even ended up on a postage stamp. I don't know if Carmen sees herself in this old poster, but I kind of do.
And I always was proud of my work, and the good it was doing.
Oh, and one thing more. Remember I said this was a special day? When we talked with her, Carmen was turning 100 years old. So happy 100th, Carmen. Thank you for your service and your strength and for sharing with us your story about San Diego.